right, let's go back to Niagara Falls now. That's where CTV's Rahim Ladhani is standing by for us. It stopped raining, Rahim.
It's nice to see that, Marcia, I'll tell you, because they said it was 8 degrees a little while ago, but it certainly wasn't feeling like that. It was significantly colder, and you had the mist, you had a bit of the rain, but yes, that has all calmed down right now. All we need now is the clouds to move, and that'd be really nice.
All right, so set the scene for us in terms of the crowds. What does it feel like right now? How many people? Do you get the sense that people are coming in?
It certainly is starting to fill in. The interesting thing about Niagara Falls is that even on a regular Monday, there are people here that come, take pictures of the falls, and then drive off. And we have seen that, but we've also seen a number of groups. I mean, just to my left, I'd say there are about at least 20 large groups right now, and I'm talking like 8 to 10. They have their blankets, they have their lawn chairs out. One even has a telescope I just saw. And so people are here for the long haul. They're not going to be moving because they don't want to lose their spot. Right now there is still room to move. It's not shoulder to shoulder, but as we've been talking about leading up to this, they're expecting over 1 million people. And so it is going to be a tight quarters. And so once you're here, you're here. There are a lot of food facilities, of course, and so foot traffic is going to be escalating as the hours go on.
And the city is prepared. I've spoken with the mayor a couple of times. Of course, they declared that sort of controversial state of emergency in advance of this event. So what have you seen in terms of the city's preparations? Are there more police around? Are streets blocked off?
So road closures have, yes, already begun. We have seen a bit of a police presence right now, but not a major one, I wouldn't say. But we have been told, as I'm sure you heard from Jim Diodati, the mayor of Niagara Falls, that RCMP have been called in. There's going to be OPP. There are a number of resources in place. And one of the reasons why they declared that state of emergency, in speaking with the chairman of the Niagara region, is because in case there is a major accident, if there is an infrastructure failure, if there's a potential of an earthquake, they want to make sure that they have all their resources in place. We've also heard that there are a number of command centers spread out. One of the big logistical impacts here is that when you have 1 million people, you can't just get to everyone very easily. And so by setting up these emergency command posts, they want to know that if there is a medical emergency or whatever it may be, that they can access those people. There are also porta potties, right? If people need to use facilities, you can't just have everyone congregating to one area. And so it's all these little things. Jim Diodati also told us that he had a conversation with the police chief to make sure that whatever the situation that arises, they have plan A, B, C, and D. What's going to be interesting to see as the crowds fill in, and then once the solar eclipse passes, is the traffic logistical nightmare. Obviously, we talked about road closures, but even just getting back out of the QEW, that's going to be an interesting to see as it unfolds.
So, Rahim, in terms of the crowds, have you talked to anybody yet about why they want to be there? I mean, you're one of potentially 1 million visitors. Why was it so important for people to make this trek to Niagara Falls?
We've heard a lot of different perspectives when it comes to this, Marcia. There are a lot of kids here, and for a lot of them it's just a cool experience. But I'll tell you, when I first arrived here, there was an Indigenous group and they were taking part in a drum circle. And so for many people, this is also an emotional experience. And I think that's what's so fascinating about this is what we're quickly learning is no matter what your perspective is, or no matter what your reasoning to be here in Niagara Falls, to share in this collectively with, as you mentioned, 1 million people, this truly is a once in a lifetime event. And we've been saying that for a long time. Yes, total solar eclipses, they happen on average about every 18 months to 2 years, but often they land the path of totality in the ocean or another accessible place. It's not going to happen here in the Niagara region for another 120 years. And so, yes, we've been saying that a lot, but it truly does mean something to a lot of people. I just spoke with an astronomer from Toronto Metropolitan University, and he brought his family down here knowing how many people are going to be here. And for him, it said it was one of the reasons why he got into astronomy. And so there's also inspiration for the younger generation as well.
Rahim Ladhani, thank you so much for all that, Rahim, and I hope the skies continue to at least be rain-free. We know the Maid of the Mist is out there. Yeah, okay, we're going to chat with you later, Rahim. Good to see you this morning.